In the era where education keeps on advancing, where everything keeps on enhancing to adjust this modern era or this modern world, as it is keeps on advancing, the price for what everything is cost is also increasing and inflating every single day as the days goes by. In the education world, scholarships are one of the things that most people long for. Scholarships help people on paying the fee for education that they wanted to receive or attend to. Oftenly, scholarship is given to someone who have the intellect and the ones who fulfill all the terms and qualifications for the requirements. Often also happens to the one who have the money or economical support that gets it. This case, due to how they have a good social and economic standings, they can attend institutions to help them to prepare for the requirements of scholarship. And if this situation keep on happening, it is injustice and not fair to the one who are needed the scholarship the most, especially the one who is lacking the financial or intellectual or even both. That's why we as the affirmative side of the house, we support this notion of scholarships should only be granted on the basis of financial necessity. To clarify, we define scholarships should only be granted on the basis of financial necessity as a new way, prospect, or even we could consider it as a new solution that could really be helpful to the situation that is occurring for the citizens, for the youth and students, especially in the developing countries, in Indonesia, or even outside of Indonesia. Giving scholarships to the basis of financial necessity definitely would give positive effects to the students, the welfare of the nation, and also how the country or the nation will be in the future. We propose the basis of financial necessity of giving scholarship to the ones who need it the most, in this case, the ones who is lacking in the funds to afford education itself. One point of disclaimer is that we believe that by giving scholarship by the basis of financial necessity, especially to the ones who lack the funds, doesn't mean that we are being unfair or unjust or even being discriminating the ones who have a good or stable financial situation. This just means that we are giving the one who cannot afford afford schools or education to have the chance as the one that have the financial support. They have to have equality, to have the same chance to even afford education. Now, I'm going to be discussing this motion under two main points. The first one is who are giving the scholarship and whom should the one who is worthy to receive it, and secondly, how the effect will improve the welfare, equality of the education world, and the future of the nation itself. And today I will be mostly discussing this on Indonesia. Firstly, as we all know, the ones who are given scholarships in the education world could be from the government, institution, the school or university itself, or even a non-profit independent foundations. They give you the scholarship through several tests and qualifications that you have to fulfill the requirements. In this case, it could be hard for them who lack the intellectual and financial to be able to receive and fulfill the terms and qualifications. Example, there are several cases where there are a lot of scholarships that require to have a minimum score of 80. Imagine it like this. If the ones who lack in the intellectual and also lack in funding want to receive this scholarship, they cannot receive it because they don't have the minimum score. Secondly, scholarships tend to give you several requirements to maintain the scholarship. You need to have a stable score and not be below the requirement score to have or to maintain the scholarship that you are given right now. Other than that, there are a lot of scholarship that only give you 30% or 50% off the original fee. Even so, if you receive this and you lack of financial funding, it still will be hard for you to even afford the rest of the institution fee or the rest of the school fee. So we believe that it will be great for those who have not the intellectual or financial basis are the ones who receive this scholarship. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, look around you. What do you see? Do you see equality in the education where every children can afford, can attend, can receive education? Do you see the improvement in the welfare that can affect the education sectors? Well, ladies and gentlemen, from my perspective or from my view, I believe there are a lot of Indonesian children that does not have the chance to receive education, even the most primary or basic ones. Some of the factors that happens is because they lack of the funding that they needed, and they also lack the requirements to even attend a school. And this is a very concerning case because, as we all know, right now in this modern era, education is one of the important things that you need to receive. Some cases, there are a lot of students that drop out due to overdue fees that piled up, they can't afford it. According to Matcom.id, there are a lot of students, approximately 4.3 million students in Indonesia who dropped out due to the increasing of school fees. Now, visualize it like this. If there are approximately 4.3 million students in Indonesia that dropped out of school due to the increasing amount of education fee, imagine how many children in Indonesia that cannot even afford the basic education itself. If there are approximately 4.3 million students in Indonesia that can afford half of the fees, imagine how many are there the ones who cannot even afford the even basic education. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, our students, our youths, are the future of our nation. We should be improving and enhancing the quality of our students start from now, because this will also indirectly affect the index our human resources in the future. There are a lot of youth that have the potential but get pushed back due to the lack of education due to the funding problems. By giving this scholarship on the basis of financial necessity, we will be given a chance for students and youth to have the equality and some chance of the other kids to attend, receive education. By those two main points that I have stated, that's why I proudly propose and support this motion. Thank you.